Hi, I'm Christopher Quintero, and this is my Battle Block Theater level. So, after each section I'm going to pause the video, just to briefly explain why I laid things out the way that they are in my level. So in this first section, it's kind of like a bullet hell, and you're just bombarded with missiles and grenades. So there are 4 homing missile robots and 2 grenade cats. And so, the reasoning behind this was to start the level out pretty excitingly and energetic for the player, and it's also to allow the player to utilize some of their weapons. So as you saw in the beginning of that section, I used my grenade to stop one of the robots, and I also used my grenades to kill the cats. And just for an extra challenge and to also test the player's timing a little bit, I included saw blades, so the player has to keep track of when they can jump down to get past the saw blades. And yeah. So this next section is Rackalope, and there's 2 ways to get past Rackalope. One way is using the fire block like you just saw, and the second way is to lure him outside of that area and get him killed by the saw blade. Either or works fine, so you can just do that to get past him. And so this next section is for getting the pie piece. So this route that you see me take there is an alternate route, or is the I guess main route that players will see. But as you see, I went through this teleporter over here that's right next to the start. So if players notice that down arrow right next to the starting block, then they can obtain an extra gem, and they're also rewarded with that pie piece in a much easier way. So here I just kill myself to get back to the next checkpoint to avoid walking through all the saw blades again. And so for this portion, the laser ice portion, timing is definitely important in this portion, as well as reaction time. So as you saw there, I was able to time my jump well to get the gem and then make it past the laser, but my reaction time was not quick enough. So I got hit by the spike because I didn't jump soon enough. So the saw blade and the spikes are used to test reaction time, and the laser itself is used to test the player's timing, if they can time it right when to actually start running towards the cloud block. And so here you see there is an up arrow, which is used to indicate another secret strawberry. And then this next section here is also used to time. So as you saw, I bumped my head on the block over there, but you can still use the block across from it as a means to get up. So the idea behind this was also for timing and precision to test the player's platforming skills. So even if the player bumps their head, it's not necessarily the end of the world, and they could potentially go to the block across from it. But if they aren't quick enough to do that and they end up falling down, they will have to start over, or they may be zapped by a laser, depending on how high up they already are. And so this last section has to do with, once again, timing and platforming. So there's a saw blade pressing 2 adjacent buttons, and the player basically just has to time their jumps in order to land on the button blocks and avoid falling into the water. And so this last portion of the final section involves Fire Cat, as you can see. So this is a puzzle that I included, where if the player knows how the fire works in this game, or if they maybe accidentally find it, you will get hit by the fire, and the idea is to use that fire to jump off the water and get the cat holding the gem at the top. And as you see right now, there's an arrow pointing to another secret gem, and you can make it out of that portion without dying, but I messed up there, so I have to re-platform. But yeah, that's pretty much the level. This last portion is just mainly like a puzzle for the player to solve if they really want all the gems. And once you get past that, and once you kill the cat, then you just have to solve this last puzzle there, and that's the end of the level.